Please work. Is this working? Please be working. Hello. Hello. Is this working? Well, it's showing one person, which means it knows I'm here. Let me see. What do I do? What do I do? It's that bullshit. Maybe I should message. Again, I can't tell. Okay. There, it worked. All right. Hi. Okay. So basically, it took me forever because I was trying to get my brain to work because I had just been to a shrink appointment, so I was talking a lot. And then I was also trying to figure out, I wanted to write down like my Patreon link in the description, but I can't do things normally. Actually, I wasn't a sleepyhead. I didn't sleep in late. Shrink appointment. Well, I slept until like 12 after I had, well, I guess you have a right to call me that considering I was just literally walking. I walked away from, like, just for anyone who watches this later, the Patreon lives are the shit. What ended up happening? It's very funny though. After streaming for like 7 hours straight, I ended up walking away, going to the bathroom, walking out, and mid-step just being like, you know what? I just have to lay down on this particular patch of carpet and curl up in fetal position. Just pass out for a couple hours here. And then it ended up being, the stream ended up being in total like 11 hours long. You should be able to put the link icon in your profile. In my profile? You know so much stuff. I'd give you access to do all this shit for me, but we're not quite at that level in our relationship yet. Should probably turn this down. I need background light. Is that it? This color? The thing is, it like shows my face pretty well, but it's like, yeah, you know how some YouTubers at the top of their banner? Oh, wouldn't that ruin my banner? You mean like in there or like an actual link? Lou, I sent you a message on, what's it called? I sent you a message on Patreon. Hey, Patreon. It's really confusing going back and forth. Sorry about ditching you last night. Oh, it is an actual link. You tell me you don't know anything about technology. Did you read the description though? I think I made the description funny. Or what? You're either saying or OR, so we're either talking about an operating room or you forgot to finish screaming something. Patreon is a little slow with notifications. Oh. Well, can't have everything. I looked into, damn, I like the song, but I need to, my brain. I don't have the other kind of, what's it called, the ADHD medication that I wish I had. And it's ready at Walgreens, but the second I said I was going to stream is when I remembered that it's ready at Walgreens. And then I was like, well, I don't feel like going out. So now, makeshift. It's not exactly a pill you should be cutting, but. Oh, nice. Sorry, there's name putting the garbage thing back. Means you thunder or garbage? Which one is it? I can't tell. Anyway, it means he just got out of jail on his own cognizance. Good idea to put Patreon link in description from now on. Sounds like the hobos are breaking into your house again. Hobos didn't break into my house. Did I say hobos broke into my house? One time, I think somebody like tracked my what's it called? My brain work, please. Maybe this is leftover from last night. Seriously, to whoever watches this, join my Patreon. We like sat up 7 hours. We were ghetto screen sharing. I think that is the best way to share a screen, though. It really feels like we're both watching it together because, like, we're watching it both in the same way. Neither of us get to watch it from the phone screen, and both of us are watching. Like, you get to see me sitting in a chair, and I'm watching it from the screen, and it's not just like a little screen in the corner. I saw you had a little ring holding up your phone. I'm guessing you meant ring light. Then the little battery thing came up, and then your phone died. Yeah, that was when I passed out on the carpet. I just walked out of the bathroom. Midway walking out of the bathroom was like that piece of the carpet. That's what I need to do right. I have to lay down and pass out right now. I still want to finish that series with you guys, though. Until I get other patrons, maybe I warned you about your phone dying in the chat. Well, at least I managed to make the cookies. Second day, they weren't as good. And thankfully, I didn't throw up. Woohoo. It was no help, though. Yeah, it wasn't. I was too far gone at that point. Kept the food down, and then I also made myself a sandwich. I haven't eaten since then, but granted, I ate a fair amount of cookies. And now I have a whole box of cookies, and I don't know if I've ever baked in my life. Well, I think I've baked, I've tried, but you should have typed louder. I came back to the chat and saw that Lou was like, shit, she can't hear me. Oh, that you were making a joke off of that. All right, okay. I can't even blame that on my just not being at its best. That's just me being dumb. Let me turn on the kitchen light. We're still not quite at the point of production value that we should be. I feel like the ring light is different because right now it's on the floor. Like the stand goes up pretty high. So right now it's on the floor. I feel like maybe that's better because it was really close to me. I think this is a better way to do it. I'm glad you kept your food down. So am I. I guess it kind of worked that like my body, maybe that's why my body was like, nope, that piece of carpet. It was like, you are keeping this down, motherfucker. You barely ever eat. And it was just like, lay down, that piece of carpet. You're going to sleep because if you sleep, you can't do anything. Also, I managed to do this, by the way, my eyeliner. They're uneven in darkness. They're still uneven, but I did that in like 2 minutes or 2 or 3 minutes. So I'm proud of myself with that. It's not easy to do this because I have my shrink appointment, in which I told off my shrink. But yeah, that was an accomplishment to keep the food down. After the phone battery started to die, I was pretty sure you weren't coming back. I felt bad when I got up, but then I was just too socially exhausted, so I just made myself a sandwich and then passed out again for a few hours. You were running late to your appointment, weren't you? Um, well, it's a video call, so you can't really run late to it. But I was a bit late because I needed to shower. And of course, I was like, yeah, if you just shower, if you get in the shower at like 2:40, you'll be ready by 3. I was ready by 3:04. So, and like by 3:03, I was like out of the bathroom and everything. It was just, that whole pesky thing of putting clothes on. Because I usually just put I put on my makeup and everything before I get dressed. It must look really weird. Like I'm about to go to a nudist camp or something. Like not even like putting on clothes to get to the nudist camp. No, I'm going like straight driving nude to the nudist camp. I need to remember this is going up on YouTube. There aren't other people yet here yet, so now I'm kind of used to what it was like last night to make sure we don't go too far. It's exclusive content. Oh yeah, your shrink didn't buy the high enough Patreon tier for that kind of. Yeah, my shrink just keeps telling me. I mean, really valid points like you're not supposed to drink when you're with your meds. People who have problems with EDs aren't supposed to take amphetamine-based drugs. That we're doing a lot of things off the books. Like these are all valid things. So it's like basically get your shit together, or we're gonna have to adjust your meds. And I know you don't like adjusting your meds because I want my ADHD meds, but if I keep up the whole ED thing, then I can't have my ADHD meds, and I can't drink too much with my meds. But again, I always like to keep the idea of I don't want to tell myself fully don't just because the way the brain works, when you can't have something, you want it more. And I like to know that I have the freedom to do it. I just don't, I make sure I don't have too much apple juice. I limit my apple juice. I don't have the really extra sweetened apple juice. Um, except for that weird third thumbs up. Wait, you streamed for 11 hours yesterday and YouTube didn't boot you off? Awesome. I know, right? It was unlisted. Maybe that was why. I don't know. I have no idea. That one time when YouTube, it just wasn't letting me do it. Maybe, I don't know, it wasn't telling me why. It was saying that sometimes they'll tell you to stop if you stream too much, but it was 11 hours after I woke up from being on the floor because I've done that before. I usually wake up when I was, no, I had those stories. Stories are for later. Stories are for later. For Patreon. Keep forgetting. That has to be saved for the next Patreon live stream. I need to rearrange like what each tier is going to be getting. Right now, I will say that the live streaming thing is if I keep it up, probably it will only be it won't be on first tier. I might do it maybe once or twice more, but only with Lou and Snowy just because they're mods and they do work, like they do modding and stuff, and they've helped me. But it's still gonna be rare because also as much as Snowy and Lou, you guys are great. I'm still poor, so I'm not gonna give you access to everything. If there's a way for me to get money, then I'm gonna get the money. And Lou, no, I was not paywall. Lou thought I was literally just gonna be like, you know what, end stream now. I'm gonna paywall you now midstream. Just like I'm just not gonna move or talk unless you pay me more. And then you called me. You said I was like a slot machine that needed a quarter to like one of those things. It's like like a wind-up toy. How much money for the watch me sleep? How much more money for the watch me sleep? I mean, I guess we could do like I actually was thinking like you could just do a few. I was thinking like you could just kind of like on Twitch, you donate like $1 or something and ask for something. So you could always do that. Like unless you're just paying through my PayPal, if you feel like just adding in, or if you pay me through my PayPal and you specify this for something, then yeah, 2 more tokens to continue. I was like, and it was fair though that Lou got longer because Lou did was kind enough to pay extra, and Lou has been the one that's been posting stuff up. I'm justifying it in my head, but seriously, that was so much fun. Literally, this is the first Patreon exclusive thing that we've done, and to people who rewatch this, seriously join the Patreon. If you think that I engage with my fans now, fans, it's so weird to call you guys that. If you think I engage with you guys now, like, please, Snowy, Lou, leave glowing reviews in the comments. Please. Tell people to join my Patreon, even people who don't watch my channel or people that watch my channel. My tiers are fairly reasonably priced, and I will make it worth it because I do believe, like, for example, if I start to get lazy or something, or I forget to post on it, if you guys come to me and are like, dude, you didn't do enough, then I'd bump it up and do even more and do extra for like to make up for it. Like I would make sure, because it's not fair. I don't want to be one of those creators. It's like, I want you to pay me for nothing. I mean, it's kind of funny that you guys pay me just to watch me act like a dumbass, but I don't mind. I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. It took me for so long to figure out what that meant. I remember as a kid, I was like asking my mother, what does that mean? And then my mother's just telling me, it's like because they would check the teeth. What does doing enough mean? Like doing enough for the tier. Or is that what you meant? Was that your question? What just almost opened on my computer? I sworn it looked like something almost opened. Oh, like where you like if I for example, because this is the annoying thing is it won't. I can't seem to figure out how to use the thing on the app. Maybe it's because I haven't updated my phone. I don't know. Figure that out. Oh, I did look into having a I found out that the community chat is basically like when you're on Patreon, you guys can chat with me directly, send me messages directly. That is more us chatting together, and we can do a forum type of thing, except it might be either at a higher tier or I'd need to slightly up the price of this because you have to apparently pay if you want to integrate the Discord to the Patreon, because it's like Discourse. I think it's under Discord. Otherwise, we could create a Discord, but at the same time, that's yet another social media thing for me to manage. So I feel like that would be at a different tier. Or if you guys really want it, then it would be me adding like a dollar to the Patreon or something like that. It would be up to you guys because I don't mind the way it is currently. If I mean, it would be more convenient, but it's also about the community, you know. It's like giving us some change. It's like giving some change to the entertaining bum outside the building. That's thanks so much. I feel like one of those like shitty magicians on the side of the street now. Like one of those cup thingies. I'm really good at those things though. like when people try to do the cup thingies. Well, they did call you a bony hobo. Point. It only looks like I dress decently like half decently because I wear a lot of black. Black automatically looks a little bit fancier than it is. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen this same tank top multiple times. I'm still wearing the same jeans. I didn't bring more than one pair here. I was smart that way. You're not a carnival attraction or a bum. I kid. Good. Because if you thought that, I'd be booting you out. But I mean, like, literally, you're narcissistic because you're making the assumption that you are entertaining enough. And hopefully you happen to be entertaining enough to watch. And it is fairly narcissistic to be like, pay me to watch me. But honestly, it's great because it works for you guys, and it's like, I guess it's like paying for a Netflix subscription. Something's gotta some like TV shows won't make themselves with no money. It would be pretty morbid if we were just paying to watch you go insane more closely. I mean, that kind of is what it is. I have been streaming. Ugh, fuck. Sometimes I forget to get the lipstick off my lip ring. Yeah, it should be gone. Oh yeah, part of what I was gonna do on the stream was clean my earrings. When you have a bunch of earrings and they're gauged earrings that you just don't take out ever, every now and then you have to take them out and then do it's like spring cleaning, but for your ears. Let me see if there's anything there. How's the lighting? Is the lighting good? Because it seemed pretty bright to me, but I don't know if it helps with the camera quality because I don't know if what I'm seeing is the same to you because like you can tell it's bright because there's a shadow behind me. I guess the reason there's not usually a shadow behind other YouTubers is they have a backdrop or those white things, or they just don't do it in the middle of the night in really dark rooms. It was interesting that the thing was through YouTube. There is another option though for streaming on Patreon. I think maybe I should add in Patreon updates into the title of this because it has been 22 minutes. But to be fair, that is something new. Lighting looks good. Okay. The next on the list is the P.O. box. That one I'm not going to up any prices because I'm getting a Blue Yeti out of it for now. Do you remember the other option? I can check right now. Wait, what are these? Oh, I forgot to do something about like the benefits of how often I want people to get like a thing per month. So like, oh, okay, so like each benefit, if they like, I just realized Patreon allows for you to choose between for each of the benefits. You get it once during after you pay, or all throughout the month. That would be funny if I made like just posting anything there to be just once a month. You just get one photo of me, then just silence the rest of the month. Okay, let's see. Okay, I basically like live stream Q&A. No. Oh, it's Crowdcast. That's what it's called. I'm not sure how it works. I might want to do it through that though, because I don't want to, like YouTube, theoretically, it's not as individualized. Never heard of it either. Sorry, I was trying really hard not to get that stuck in on my tongue. Ugh. Let's see what Crowdcast is. Super easy to get started. Patreon now features Crowdcast integration, so setting up a live stream is as easy as making a standard post. Okay, that might be nice. What the hell? Okay, so you have to pay as a Patreon. They're like, look, good news. It's free for the first month, and Patreon creators will receive a 10% discount on the streaming service. I guess it's like its own thing, like its own website, and it's just connected. I guess we're going to be sticking with the way YouTube is, but I will be needing your help, Snowy, every single time probably to get the link right. Again, you guys mod everything, even when you're not mods. Put this back on. Let's see what else there is. I wanted to adjust my Patreon too. Oh, what do you think of the new banner? I wanted to, like, since it's Patreon, I wanted to give it its own individualistic thing. So it's another one of my art pieces. But the thing is like, I put up my art piece. I'd prefer if it shows a different section of the whole painting, but I don't get to choose which one because it'll show up to me like this background thing, but like the very top part that shows, I don't get to choose which part apparently. Yeah, it's one of my paintings. On Patreon, I can post a picture of the actual painting. Let's see, is this gonna work? I think it's working. Mind you, this is a picture. See, peoples, the stream has a lot to do with Patreon. You better go be a patron. It's gonna be so hard to keep up with like Patreon and Patron. Ooh, and since you guys are Patreons, I think I will later. You guys might get to see the whole art piece. That's my what's it called? That's my YouTube banner. Let's see. It's pretty. It's pretty. Thank you, Lou. Have you considered curtsying your art? I don't think Curtsy allows you to do that. I think Etsy does. And I did try for a bit, but nobody bought it. I almost sold some of those. I'm kind of glad I didn't sell some of my paintings, but some of them I am willing to sell. And I can show them on Patreon if you guys. I can show some paintings on Patreon, and if you guys think you like the paintings and the way that I paint, I will take custom requests, and I can make them and sell them on Etsy or through Etsy. Would it be easier to? But Etsy takes a cut always. I think takes a cut. I could just send it to you. You could do PayPal. That might be easier. You can do like the specific requests. If only I wasn't such a broke bloke. Broke bloke. That sounds like a good username. Well, I mean, I love painting, so I can always just save something on the side. If you guys want me to hold it, I can hold it for like $1 or $2 or something. But then again, you guys would be the only people who would buy it. And the $1 or $2, by the way, would be like you pay me like $1 or $2 and that would be part of what the whole price would be. Like I wouldn't be like, all right, it's $2 and then be like also on top of the holding fee. Because yeah, the art I would have to like charge decent amount for because it does take a long time painting specifically. I put a lot into it, but for if you wanted like handwritten poems, those wouldn't actually be too expensive. I write cursive, and I could do my full poems, and you could get your own custom poem if you wanted. Could write it, and then I could send it to you. That could be something. That could be like through Patreon, but that would be like a one-time thing. It's like just whenever you want. So that's why it's not like going to be a feature of the tier. I write pretty good poetry. If nobody shows up for a while, then I might change the stream to unlisted and then we could make it a Patreon stream. But then again, no, I wouldn't have something to upload. Damn it. I don't know if this stream would be entertaining though, to other than just with you guys. Should I just upload it anyways because of the algorithm? Because I'm a little bit more chill right now, but it's still fun to hang out with you guys. Oh no, not a whole 7-hour thing. I meant like just turn it to that, or if I should. No, I'll keep it up. I'll post it on YouTube. It's good for the algorithm. It's also good because then anyone who rewatches this is going to get an idea of the kind of stuff that you can get from Patreon. And if anybody new joins, then we can discuss other things. You're always pretty chill, I think. Yeah, it's just sometimes I have a bit more of the chaotic energy than other times. If I force the chaotic energy, though, that would be exhausting. Like on top of the fact that it's there, unless a certain person is mentioned. Well, I don't get extremely heated. I realize like I'm a very dry person even when I'm annoyed. Like when I'm pissed, it's never angry because angry me is something you guys will, I can't imagine you guys ever seeing because essentially nobody sees it. I can be extremely irritated. It takes a lot to make me genuinely angry, like angry, lose my shit angry. And for people to see it, normally I just remove myself from the situation because I don't like what that is, and I do not like not having full control over myself. I don't know. It seems like you always gain 1 or 2 new viewers for every stream. Do you mean, I'm guessing you mean subscribers? It depends. It's only if other people come in. Or do you mean viewers? There's no new viewers. We don't always get new viewers. Sometimes it's only you guys. Oh, well, yeah, if other people show up, usually. I don't know. But like, I can't always see who, I can see some of the people who are subscribed to me, some who aren't. Let's see. We're still at the steady 53 subscribers. Within the last 28 days, though, my watch time has been 8.7K, and I've gotten 1.1K views in total. Damn. To be a partner, you need, I think, a total of 4,000 within a year. Like 4,000 views within a year, within a 12-month period, but you also have to have the 1,000 subs. So I'm probably going to I think I've easily gotten the 4,000 views, but of course, I won't get. Wait, let's see within. Let's just see within the last 90 days. 90 days, it's 1,577. Last 365 days, 2,247. And I've got 53 followers. Damn it, all those people who watch this, please subscribe. Like, damn. Coop. Hi, Coop. Um, Weird. It says on Patreon I donate 7. It must round up my $6.66 to 7. It only shows us $6.66. Let me check. How you doing, Coop? I was wondering if you were going to show up or if we were going to have any other people's patronage. No, no, not the refunds page. So far, I haven't done anything with people needing refunds. Okay, can I have a breakdown of it? Like, oh my God, why is it? Thank God I don't have my glasses on. Okay, I can't see the chat, otherwise I'd be reading it. Lovely. My God. I have to pay to be paid. I kind of get why they say that Patreon takes money from everything, but to be honest, I've pretty much worked with so many apps and everything. I haven't found a single one that doesn't do the exact same thing. So it's like going to a job and being like, "Hey, you didn't pay. This place pays me $1 more than you." Yeah, different places are going to pay different amounts. You didn't pay. Now those sirens are coming for you. What sirens? I want to understand the joke. That sound as sad as I think it does. Also, one of my classes now wants me to join Discord. Shit, I think I missed my first class today. I think I actually did that. Of course, that would be something that I would do. Miss the first day of class when there's absolutely no reason why that should happen at all. Okie dokie. I'm so technologically challenged. Like, as you can see, things are very difficult. Oh, I guess the sirens aren't coming from my end. What sirens? Am I supposed to be doing siren noises? I don't understand. Shit. Okay. Well, I didn't do that damn syllabus quiz. Can I still do it? I can still do it. Okay, guys, do you want to take a syllabus quiz with me? Mini lecture, and they call it a mini lecture, and it's 29 minutes. I don't like 29-minute lectures. Allahu Akbar. Dang, what a badass student. You're cutting class to attend therapy session. Cutting to host the stream. Wait, yeah, actually, wait a minute. What time was the class? Okay. I have a genuine excuse. For 1.5 of them. But I didn't cut class to host a stream, no. Did I? I don't know. I'm just... Okay. Now I'm not kidding. We're going to be doing the syllabus quiz together because you guys apparently just like to join me with random shit. I was telling my psychiatrist, or shrink. I'm just going to go with shrink because she's a nurse practitioner. Yeah, that wasn't the title. I was going to talk about my appointment if you guys are interested. Oh, I want this. I don't like it in this form. I love the printer here because this is 11 pages. Why is the syllabus 11 pages? You're gonna stream your wedding for us too? Fiance doesn't like being on camera. Shrink is more appropriate title. It's easier to say. I don't know. My ADHD. Damn it. There's like the lights, all the different tabs, and then this shit in the background. I mean, you guys would probably want to see me stream my wedding. And also, I've thought of doing like a drive-through wedding in my pajamas, because why not? It's easier, less people. You don't have to deal with the whole awkwardness of who do you want to invite. And I don't mind, but then it's like, oh crap, if I offend one person, then that whole part of the family is going to think I'm a shitty person for eternity. Syllabus quizzes are supposed to be easy, are supposed to be the easy 100%. Probably includes all the disclaimers about cheating and stuff. Well, yeah, no shit, but usually that's a very short thing. Oh, it stopped because it needs more ink. Okay, we're gonna have to move for a second. Let's hope there's more ink. I don't know if there's more ink. I like things that are printed. Please let there be more ink. Did my mother leave ink? She left the type of ink on the side. Is there extra ink? Oh, there are stamps. I can send you guys letters. I found stamps. Oh, I don't see ink there. Does anyone else think that... Oh, printer ink. Yes. There's some left. Okay. Wait. Okay. Probably... Oh, wait. You don't... why don't you get married on a beach or some secluded place and just invite very close family? That's kind of what I wanted. Actually, growing up, I don't really think I thought much about a wedding. And also, I think it's so stupid to have a dress that you can't reuse. I want a dress that I can wear again. Like, shit, if I'm going to pay a bunch of money for a dress, I better be able to wear this more than once. Oh, wait, okay, we're not at the point of no ink. It just wants more paper right now. Load paper and press OK. Touch video to learn more. HP recommends color ink. Okay, there's apparently a recommended type of paper this wants. Yeah, this printer is very bossy. But it gives very specific directions. Like one time there was a paper jam, and it literally explained exactly how to undo the paper jam. Because on my computer it showed low ink. But let's see. ASMR. This is the kind of live streaming ASMR that I do. Isn't it great, guys? You relaxed? Oh, Macabre, you're here. If you do stream your wedding, please revert back to your blonde look like in your video. Watch me fail bleaching video. You look seriously gorgeous. Macabre, I don't think she'll do that. She hates bleaching her hair. Printer is producing a sick-ass beat. I know, right? I always want to dance to it. I literally actually always want to dance to it. And thank you. I don't know if you were being sarcastic though, because I don't remember looking that good when I had that blonde hair. I don't think I can pull off blonde. I do appreciate that. Thanks for the ego boost. I think now we want more ink. What was I gonna say? Also, I don't mind bleaching my hair. It's just like if I were to do blonde, it would be like just the day in between me bleaching my hair out to dye it blue. So my wedding day would have to fall on that day. But I usually don't wait a day in between. Oh wait, did it finish printing it? It did. Oh, that was fast. Okay, I can pull out the ink. But at least now I know there's extra ink that I can steal. Does anyone else find the whole idea of the wedding dress being like a one-time use thing stupid? Like, because I really do find that stupid. I've always been conflicted too, because like, imagine me in a white dress. No, thank you. I've looked up pictures on like Pinterest of like gothic wedding dresses. They do look pretty, but like the style of a black wedding dress, if it's completely black, it looks like you're going to a Victorian era funeral. So, I mean, I know I'm morbid, but what is that? What would it be? I guess technically, I can't wait to get married, honestly, because the Arab culture, hopefully that means that I will be left alone in terms of parents, because you're basically just handed over. And fiance knows better than to even try to like control me. So that is not something I'd have to worry about. Oh God, okay, I'm gonna have to turn this back on, and then when I turn this back on, it's going to be really extra bright. I think this is okay. Or I think, were we a little bit less bright last time? I think we... Is this lighting okay? Yeah, I'm gonna keep it at this because it's not as bad for my eyes. Ah, the light, yes. You can see the light. Damn, this shit's a book. This isn't a syllabus, this is a book. Email etiquette? All right, let's see. You guys are going to be joining me. I guess this is basically me cataloging what I'm doing in school. And I intended to include you guys. I told you there were going to be stuff with me doing coursework. So I guess this is the first episode of me doing coursework. Did I look good as a blonde though? Because genuinely, I do want to know, were you being sarcastic? I wouldn't be offended. And I don't want to seem rude, because if you weren't being sarcastic, I really do appreciate the compliment, because also, I really don't think I could pass as a blonde. Unless I go, if I went blonde, I want like silver. Your facial bone structure were so sharp and defined in that video. Guess your eating habits have fluctuated. Well, yeah, and also my face has changed and my lighting. I still have pretty defined facial features. If I were to turn the light it's really a lot about lighting, because if I turn it this way, I look rounder. But then if you come with me over here, it looks kind of a bit more high up. I guess it does look rounder. But supposed to lose weight. Then no, I'm around the same weight, because I did lose weight. I think genuinely I made that when I was still in the teens. I think I was like 19 or 18 when I made that, and facial structure changes a lot in between. Like there's still some changes in looks. It's not like I grow or change anywhere else. Jesus Christ. Although that is an insult. Does that mean now I don't look good? I just realized that's an insult. Oh well. Who cares? You know, I have high cheekbones. I don't know why I took to move that out of my face. That's kind of the thing though, within this is in society, is like needing to have really high cheekbones. I think that's something they do with that's a thing that's common with how am I forgetting this? What the hell am I forgetting? Okay, my brain just isn't working. Yeah, my brain just is signing off right now, and I'm not sure why. Oh well, okay. Who knows what I was thinking, but it's gone now. But how did we go from I was asking about my hair, not my face. That was what I was asking for clarification on. Western society, yeah, and yes, Western society. That's a common thing that they do with wanting to change with their facial structure, is having the higher cheekbones. Oh, you can see it now when I turn my head. When I turn my head like this, you can see that I have really high cheekbones. Because I was like, I could have sworn I had high cheekbones, but right now my lip is swollen. And your cheeks become swollen too when you bite them a lot. But also, isn't it kind of shitty to be told? Was I just insulted? Because it seems kind of shitty to be like, you looked so much prettier before. Like, I'm not offended. I'm just confused. Like, is that in it? Was I just insulted? Of course, I'm of all things. I'm sitting here. Somebody's trying. You may have just been trying to compliment me, and I'm like, was I just insulted? I can't even tell the difference. I'm sorry if you were trying to compliment me or something. Either way, if you were insulting me, I'm sitting here like maybe you were complimenting me. And if you were complimenting me, I'm sitting here like, were you insulting me? I think they were just voicing their opinion on your looks. Oh, okay. No, but before they were saying that I looked gorgeous with the blonde hair. Macabre, could you clarify? Because I'm very, very confused. Today is the Eastern Orthodox Christmas. Merry Christmas to you folks. Eastern Orthodox Christmas? I didn't know that that's a thing. Like Eastern Orthodox, is that a branch of Christianity that doesn't do 25th? Technically, from their calculations, Jesus was like born sometime in the spring, but Eastern Orthodox, is that like closer to Catholicism? Or is it still under, what's it called? Under Protestants? I love how Henry VIII was the one that created, um, I don't know how to say it, Protestantism. He was just like, I want to divorce my wives, so I'm just going to make a new branch of it. I mean, I know it's more complicated. I think it was around differently then. Or no, Henry VIII just killed them. He was just like, never mind, let me just yeet my wives out. Except for the one that I want to like play chess with or play cards with. I think it was cards. I thought that said procrastination. My brain is even telling me that I'm procrastinating. Protestantism, Catholicism, and Eastern Orthodox are all their own branches. Oh, okay. I've never heard of Eastern Orthodox. Was that a more recent one? That like is everybody like simultaneously at this moment right now taking in their garbage cans? Because I don't hear rain. When you have really good hearing, it can get very frustrating because you hear everything and you don't know what everything is. Ugh. I was Catholic until I reached the age of reason. The age of reason. What age was the age of reason? No, it's practiced in Eastern Europe. And go take out your trash. No, the neighbor brought it back in. I hate doing it, and my mom asked the neighbor to do it. Long story, but yeah, I don't have to do it. Why are my lymph nodes swollen? Nope, no swollen lymph nodes. Okay, about 8 or 9 years old. Oh, okay. I had like a crisis with religion. I developed into an incredibly like I would be have horrible anxiety about it because when you're tossed between two different religions, it's very, very confusing because it's like one will tell you that you're going to go to hell for if you're and for this thing for being the other one, and then that one will tell you that you're going to go to hell for the other one. But I was being exposed to both Christianity and Islam, and it was like I appreciated the fact that I wasn't being forced into a religion by my parents, but I was essentially being introduced to it more less strictly or I guess frequently. It would be more on the lines of frequently and strictly, but it was really the frequency. And also because imagine Sunday school just being mandatory until you graduate high school. And then I ended up becoming an agnostic secular witch. They joked about me doing witchcraft in high school. I wasn't a witch then, though. They got it wrong then. Kind of get why there's a quiz on it. So we're going to be doing the syllabus quiz. I'm uploading this to YouTube. It's not cheating if you use the syllabus while you're doing it, because that means you have to read it. But let's let's read the syllabus together because I have a feeling this is going to be an interesting syllabus. No, I'm not going to go through all 11 pages. I love this. Okay, join me in my stream, guys. We where we talk about religion. Me wanting you guys to pay me. Uh, brief section, brief bits on random topics. How my brain doesn't work entirely right, and we're gonna read through an 11-page syllabus. Seems about right. Let's see. This course gives an introductory overview of health psychology. I signed up for this because it's part of my major, and I'm literally doing a commentary on a syllabus. Take that, people who think that there's no such thing as original content. Well, you already hit on all topics in your video subject. Okay, well, at least we've accomplished that. Seriously, though, original content. Tell me one other YouTuber that has done a syllabus commentary review. Wedding dresses, college syllabus paintings, facial structures. Yeah. Brief moment of my eating disorder kicking in, and then I was like, nope, shut the fuck up. Today I had a moment of like realization with my shrink where she said, because I was telling her how I do everything based on logic. Logic is the only way that I manage shit. Like, because I don't like therapy and I don't like people telling me what to do, which is why I didn't go to an actual rehab because I don't want people to tell me what to do. And therapy, I don't feel like dealing with having to introduce another person to me. And I don't like being told what to do. And I don't necessarily listen to people. Like, I think therapy is great and it could help. And I would not mind going to therapy. I've thought of going to couples therapy just because people say that it works in relationships to go when you're at a healthy point in the relationship. Like it helps. Like when you're in the good part of a relationship, still go to couples therapy. It can help. I figure why not? It can increase the chances of it being maintaining a healthy state. It's so weird to be like, yeah, I kind of want to go to couples therapy just for fun. Yeah, I'm engaged, but I've been thinking of going to couples therapy. We're fine. There's no reason. And I'm just like, I kind of want to go just to see what happens and what it would be like. Oh shit, I haven't checked my phone. You couples. I do have it. Just one moment. Enjoy the sight of me looking down. Appreciate the eyeliner, I suppose. Sorry. This is really, really great content. I'm sure it's riveting. I've asked you, like, did we make plans to see each other when we were on call together? Because I can't really remember. I was high. I remember, like, I remember what we talked about, but I don't remember any of the specifics. So I'm like, Uh, like, I mean, I'd be ready. I'm up for it, thankfully, but like, I just don't know if I made any plans. Never make plans when you're high. The next day, you're just like, imagine you plan a whole party, and the next day, like 30 people showed up to your house, and you're like, Jesus Christ, what did I do? But yeah, no, I don't. I don't get high for a reason. I know you said the other night that you and fiance's calls are short, and I kind of thought that that was when you would be gone. That was when you would be gone for hours. Oh, you mean? Wait, I'm confused. Maybe are you gonna follow up because like I don't know what you're saying exactly. My brain is work speed up. I do not like it when my brain decides to have low to into functioning. Please speed up. This is unacceptable. I think it maybe it's just my ADHD kicking in harder. I think that's it. I think that's yeah, I can't upload this stream. Can I? Can I? Can I not? I don't know. Should I? It's more of a matter of should I? No, I shouldn't. I won't. Let's see. I just thought the other night that you and fiance's call would be really long, and I turned up my volume to make sure your call uh, au- wasn't audible, and it thankfully wasn't. You turned up your volume. I'm guessing you mean turned down. It was a compliment, even if your pupils and cornea different energy behind it. Even your pupils and cornea had a different energy behind it. Why did that make me initially assume that back then I looked jaundiced? I was like, was my liver failing? I take things very literally, but thank you for the compliment. That's why I didn't want to do Watch Me Fails the same way because the energy is very different. And I watched some of the old videos and I do look very different. I act different. My streams are different. And my videos are most certainly different. And it's just kind of like I'm not going to force myself into a box because that's when creators sort of lose interest and get bored and end up not liking what they're doing. How else am I going to hear something on a video better if I don't turn up my sound? Oh, you meant last night. Okay, the other night. I thought you meant the night that I went for a call. Went went for a call. Okay. What we're talking about, by the way, Macabre, is that last night I did a special stream on my Patreon. If you want to join the Patreon, I did like a literally a 7-hour stream, and we sat, and it was special exclusive content. Believe me, we had a hilarious time. Yes, I want money, but like you get a lot of bonus pictures of May, exclusive posts, exclusive chatting privileges. Like the chatting is much more direct. There's like direct messaging, and I don't use any other form of social media. So, and then also some pictures of my art are going to be up there now. And we were sitting and watching a video together, a true crime video, and I did commentary while also baking cookies in the background and messing up. So I really recommend signing up. There are different tiers, different levels. That's just, by the way, the lowest tier. Please, I'm poor. And also, I really would like to build the community. Well, the first video was a Dr. Grande video. Yeah, true. the first video we watched a Dr. Grande video, who's a YouTuber, one of my favorite YouTubers. He essentially speaks like me, minus the cackling, the very monotone voice, and my health psychology thing is. I'm getting a message. Oh God, have I done something? Oh no, no, stop. Uh, Speaking of the syllabus quiz, a TA literally just now messaged me on Canvas, which is an app where basically any school can use, and is like, dude, kind of need to do the syllabus quiz, but in a much more articulate manner. Um, I do admit I was a little frightened when I saw him, when I clicked on the Patreon link. I was like, am I this high that I clicked on a different stream? I call this angle scalp cam. I actually was worried about that. I was worried when you would pop in because I knew you were gonna pop in at a random time, and I was like, oh God, this is gonna be so confusing. And I love how in the beginning it was me just sitting here holding it up. But then again, that may have been an easier choice as opposed to that stupid tripod. I should have just used my ring light thing. I don't know why I didn't. I don't have to turn on the ring light. I don't have to turn on the ring light to use the ring light as a stand. I did ask fiance to support me on Patreon. I was like, "Hey, you'd get the phone call." Yeah, you have a hard pass. He's like, "No, I already get you groceries," and I'm like, "Okay, you have a fair point there." Okay, um, how much for you to shave your head like a European monk? Why would you want that? My blue hair is part of my staple. Like genuinely, I'm curious. I know it would be funny, but I mean, like, isn't it a thing where when you've got somebody's got a staple, I'm pretty sure people would be pretty upset if I just didn't have hair, my blue hair anymore. It's kind of like the mobile. It's a staple. It would be funny. That's all. Um, Quite a lot. I kind of like having hair. How about you sign up for the other tiers first? Like, how did we go from 0 to 100 that fast? You pay $5 now, and then you're like, okay, great, we do the streaming. How about you shave your head? Before we were talking about postcards and keychains, and now this is your suggestion. Haha, it was because Lou mentioned the scalp cam. Well, I guess you don't see much of my scalp. I love how my scalp is like the color of my scalp is not. Is that even any different from my face? Normally, the scalp is supposed to be much lighter than the face. It's a little bit lighter, like a little bit, but normally there's a much more discernible line between these. Also, do Americans have as many baby hairs? That's what I call them, at least, or my edges. Or is that just like an Arab thing, Arab and just not American thing? I always see like people who are black do stuff with their edges, but I feel like I just look ridiculous because I've got them, but I'm really pale and I would just look like I decided to. I don't know what I'd look like. It would just look awful. Exactly. We can't really see your scalp, um but with a monk cut, it would definitely be a scalp cam. Yeah, the scalp. is supposed to be way lighter than your skin tone. Americans usually have quite a lot of baby hairs. Really? I only notice it. Well, I think Americans don't have as noticeable, maybe. I don't know. I just haven't seen as many of them on Americans. And the scalp is supposed to be that much lighter. How about this? What about if you want, you could we could price an amount for me to do a legit bald cap. Like a real bald cap, not like just one of those that you put over. I'm talking about the kind that they do in the movies. Like I'll price it so that we can afford the kit, a proper kit, and I'll live stream me putting down my hair properly where you have to do the gluing stuff all around and it will look like I'm literally bald. That way you get both things. You get to see me bald and we still get the staple of my blue hair. And it'll be hilarious because that'll be a watch me fail content, but that's so much work. It wouldn't I'm gonna paywall that shit. That's way too much work. Especially because it costs money to get the actual kit. But I'd be so up for that. That would be hilarious if you guys would want to. And on Amazon, I don't think it would be very expensive to get it. Like I said, I'm not talking about one of those, like just those kits. I'm talking about like professionally, like make me look bald. Yeah, those can be pricey. We're not going like. Well, first, let me reply to the TA. You're going to get scalp cam. Connection is unstable. Can you see me? It said connection is unstable for a second. I hope it's still going. All right, I have to reply to the TA really quick, so back to scalp cam for a moment. I hate when they do that. You know when like you can't see the actual message while while you write your reply. I'm gonna open Canvas on my computer. Move you guys over here so I can still see this. All right, let's see my inbox. I get this like moment of terror. I'm like, can they see my screen? And then I'm like, nope, you still don't even know how to screen share. It does it here too, but at least I can see what it is on my phone. I had caps lock on. I probably would have. I almost like put the whole thing in caps lock. Or in caps. What's in my teeth? Oh, nothing. Oh, my lip just feels weird because it's still swollen. I don't know. I apparently punched myself in the face when I was asleep. Hopefully the connection stays like this and you guys will continue to see me. Thanks for letting me know though. Okay. No, greetings, not greeting. Yes, I literally do say that to my professors and TAs. I tell them greetings. I think it's a polite way to say hello. I mean, it's better. I mean, salutations is one that I like better, but I feel like that's just too much. They'd think that I was just joking when literally I actually would want using it. So, okay. This is so much for my ADHD brain to try to process. Hi, hello, it's me again. Well, it's a new class, so I don't want to do that because then if they look that up, like, should I put that in my tags? Because maybe that's how people remember me is hi, hello, me again. And like put in tags, hi, hello, me again, girl. Or girl with blue hair, autistic girl with blue hair. I don't know how to do tags properly. I don't know if I'm getting enough viewers for me to be the person, like that thing where like somebody, I get enough views where it's like either the people who watch me like to watch my videos at least 3 times, or there's a ton of people just passing through. I don't know. Like tags should be simple words. that affect a search. Well, I know that part. I keep them short. But there are some funny ones in there. I do add some funny ones, but because I think you guys can see the tags, so they're like Easter eggs, but nobody's ever noticed them. Nobody's ever commented on them. If you check the tags on some of my videos, there you go, Easter egg. For example, some tags in the stream, and some tags for the stream be autism, chill, shrink, medicine, rambling, Patreon, syllabus. Well, yeah, I add those types of things, but I mean like ones that sometimes there are like key ones. Thankfully, one thing that's decent about the YouTube Studio app, they do tell you which tags have helped bring people to your videos, but it'll be like per specific video. I'm getting more views on stream. I don't know. Your Twitch tags were the best. I didn't get to choose them. I had to choose from a list of them. It was the best I could find. I don't know, reading aloud. It's accurate considering that I'm like, if you, I am technically kind of going to read aloud to you guys on Patreon in one of the tiers. Indie rock. I play music sometimes. I don't know. I guess like my style kind of looked like that. They didn't have punk rock. I didn't know if I look punk rock. That sounds so stupid. So far in my message to my to the TA, I've gone as far as greetings, comma. You guys should hear how I talk to my professors. Does it sound weird to say that I'll complete something ASAP? Wait. Okay, I need to get going. It was nice seeing you guys again. Oh, yeah, take care, Snowy. I'm glad I liked the chat so that I could say goodbye to you. Bye. Have fun shooting? Who's shooting? Wait, I'm supposed to go shooting tomorrow. Oh, shooting tomorrow, so I don't know if I'll be able to make a stream tomorrow. Oh, yeah, have fun shooting. Be safe, though. Wear your mask. Yes, I'll be that bitch to remind you. Also, you're a good mod, and I kind of don't want you to die. I mean, it's hard to find good mods. I'll have to make it seamless-ish to say that. ASAP is a commonly used phrase. It is, but I mean, is it weird to send that? No, I'll say that. It sounds better than right away because then it sounds like I'm being like right away, sir. Sorry, that must have been really loud because I got my phone balanced here. Okay. It's been a bit since I wrote a message. Okay. I feel like you're gonna laugh at the way that I talk in the way that I message like professors. So I'll read it because it's probably very funny. So I basically said, "Greetings. Thank you for sending me this message as a reminder. I sincerely apologize for the delay in my completion of the quiz, but I assure you that I shall complete it ASAP. Thank you for your time, and I hope this message finds you well. Sincerely, insert name." I'm glad I caught myself. That almost went badly. Okay, my brain isn't functioning at uh, too slow of too slow of a speed. Sounds weird. It was decent. Yeah, I don't know how many people use the word shall. It's frowned upon. I used to use shan't, but like people think I'm really like joking. I think it sounds better. I'm if you like if I'm talk if I'm in a situation that I'm supposed to speak formal, I guess I try to speak formal. I guess it really there is no in between for me. What am I supposed to say? Hey, dude, thanks for sending this awesome fucking email. I'm so fucking sorry that I missed the syllabus quiz. That shit's 11 pages long. Can't you cut me some slack? Imagine sending that to a TA professor. Snowy, are you still here? Still says participating in chat. Wait, I used shan't. I used shan't writing to a teacher in school, and she pulled me aside and told me not to ever write to someone using that word. I mean, I get it if they're gonna say that other professors will think it's weird because they will. You said teacher, so that must have been when you were. Did you just graduate from high school? Like, or are you in college yet? Your point would get across, but I have a hard time believing they would actually give you some slack. Yeah, yeah. I graduated a few months ago. That's so strange. Well, I'm glad that somebody your age, just out of high school, who's male, isn't an ass. I'm sorry, but the stereotype is just, in my experience, is just really bad. So if you want to carry on the stereotype for me, like I can carry on the stereotype. But I try to like keep an open mind, so I obviously don't assume that every guy's gonna be a dick. It's just unfortunately surprising, unfortunately pleasantly surprising when I meet guys that aren't particularly ones my age. She told me not to use shan't like if I wrote. She told me not to use shan't like if I wrote a slur in the letter. She told me all hushed and low key. Okay, that's weird. Can't use shan't. I thought like that's just like what teenage dudes are for the most part dicks. Okay, I'm right about it then. Honestly, I have seen that guys pretty much maintain that until they reach the age of 30, majority. Like when I've been out, I still remember that time. One time I was I was trying to make a delivery in like DoorDash. What happens at 30? I don't know, but apparently, well, as you get older, the testosterone levels stop being produced as much. So that's technically what happens at 30. That's why. Well, testosterone. I mean, do you see too many like 30 and 40-year-olds getting into bar fights other than the ones that are like chronically drunk? I'm talking about bar fights over just like stupid shit when you're not even that drunk. Yeah, exactly. So it's about the testosterone production. I mean, I mentioned it before how, like, one of the reasons that girls get quote unquote, like, the guys will joke about being bitchier around the period is because our testosterone levels rise. Basically, we're just become more like a dude for a little bit. Such a negative reaction that we just start bleeding. Looking at it without, like, from a non-scientific point of view, that's actually hilarious. The kinds of fights teenage dudes get into are over the most stupid and non-important issues. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like when you and Snowy were talking about how girls can, like, stab each other in the back so much. Yeah, but at least we're not, like, breaking each other's noses 24/7. Literally, you guys leave long-lasting physical damage. But then again, girls can emotionally scar each other, so I guess there's that. Really, neither one works out. The teenage years are just unnecessarily stressful. Is it the eyeliner that just makes my eyes constantly look like they're half open? Oh, I know, I'm a dumbass. The reason it keeps looking like I'm stoned in these videos is because I have to keep squinting a bit because of the light. Wow, I'm so stupid. I keep looking at myself and I'm like, why do I look like I'm stoned? Like, are my meds, did I forget something? Um, or some machismo, dic, machismo. Not heard that word before. Dick measuring contest. Honestly, just carry around a ruler. It'll make things so much quicker. Like, men just need to carry around a ruler, and anytime there's a disagreement, just whip it out, measure it, and everything will be over with. Like, much more efficient. I think that narrows the whole thing. It shortens the whole thing down, and no bloody noses. There will be no bones need to be broken. It'd be a bit of an uncomfortable situation and slightly demeaning to at least one or more of the participants of this uh, angry interpersonal interaction. But hey, saves time. I don't think you ever look stoned. Do people tell you that? If my eyes start to droop, sometimes yes. Yes, the eyeliner. Yes, it's the eyeliner. In your older videos, without this particular eyeliner, your eyes look more penetrating. Go look for yourself. Yeah, I know. It's because I didn't do the wing. So, like, I've been doing the wing, which I like to do sometimes. But if I get rid of the wing, it's back to the way it was. Wing, no wing. It's interesting how much makeup can change your face. uh, Men need to just carry around a ruler, uh, and anytime there is a disagreement, just whip it out and measure. That is definitely. I was As I said it, I was like, "This is one for the books." It's just so much more efficient, straight to the point. This looks so, like, bougie, but this was really just because from last night I was holding up my phone for ghetto screen sharing, and I didn't want. It's really hard to drink, so I just got a straw. But come on, am I wrong? I don't think I don't think I've said anything that doesn't make like that doesn't have some sort of fill in the blanks. I don't feel like finishing that sentence. Uh, Rulers would have saved many broken noses and faces. I know, bruised, like the broken jaws, the ER trips would have saved people a lot of money too. Last night you were in the shadows. It was a cool look for the vid. Yeah, it was. It took me a second to realize. I was also in the shadows baking cookies. Seriously, macabre, macabre. Said you the macabre, macabre. Join the Patreon. Also because you just seem to be decent during stream. You're fun to stream with, and so you get to see the more exclusive content. The cookies looked so good last night. They still do. let's let's. I'm gonna go get the thing of cookies. They're a little They're not. They're a little harder. They were much better, like right out of the oven. Thank God I didn't leave them in more because apparently with like gluten free, they set harder. When you first pick them up, they really will feel gooey, and it's not like normal cookies where generally they'll stay that gooey. They end up setting much harder. Smell good. I had taken a bite out of one earlier. I think they also look good because I ended up making them pretty like big big balls, but they didn't like flatten out and become huge cookies. Instead, they're just like big ones. At first, when I knocked out at about 6:30 a.m. my time, I thought I wussed out and knocked out before you did. Nope, I think we just both did at the same time. I'm glad that like it wasn't just like me. You said they don't taste as good today, right? Well, it was earlier. I think it's more the texture. They still taste as good. They're just not as soft, but they still taste good. No, I just realized I can definitely taste that extra vanilla. I accidentally dumped in a ton of vanilla in this. I'm not in the mood for sweet things. Oh, I was gonna clean my earrings. Isopropyl alcohol. Isopropyl. I don't know how to pronounce that. Can you guys still hear me? I wonder if you guys can hear me far away. Tell me if you can. Let me know if you could hear me when I was talking back then. Oh, I have to get napkins too. Why did I come from this side? Just making it a longer walk for myself. Okay. It's a project when you have 9 ear piercings. It would be 10, except there was just this one piercing that would not stick. Oh, hi Coop, you're back. Did you eat all the pickles? No, not all of them. There are still some pickles left. We heard maybe a word or two. Oh, okay. All right, so I have this, which is very necessary, all things considered. I will clean the little alien babies first. These ones are the easy ones. Quickest way to find out if you have any paper cuts. Why? Why? Why are you like this? Problem solved. I was a kid one time. It's gonna annoy me if I don't get all of this off. One time when I was a kid, I accidentally got nail polish remover on a table, which at the time, and fun fact if you didn't know now, removes the finish from tables. from wood, like the finish on wooden tables. Speaking of which, I don't believe alcohol does, but just in case. And I kept thinking that I think oh, I know. I think I spilt some nail polish, and so I put nail polish remover, but the nail polish remover removes finish because acetone degrades the finish on wood. And then I kept thinking that maybe it was the nail polish, so I just kept pouring more and more and more. And it was on this table, and I don't know where it is. But this table is also one of the ones that expands and it has a middle part. I don't know where it is, or if it's faded, or if they fixed it or something. I'm not sure. I don't think you've rambled about your future in the stream unless you consider future Patreon content future. They do. I'm guessing you meant they do as in like the acetone. Yeah, the acetone degrades for the finish on. I thought that was a cool fact when I found out about it. So don't get acetone on anything wooden that you care about. Okay. Remind me during this stream we really need to do the syllabus quiz. Or actually no, remind me that at the end of it. Wait, I could just go through the syllabus and read it because then after I read it once I'll remember the stuff anyways. Spell of alcohol. I love how I make sure I'm prepared completely for every stream. Oh, in regards to my future, I was talking to my shrink and I was like, well, the reason why I thought that I had antisocial personality disorder, which that I changed my mind about because I realized, oh, there's two different kinds, and I think I have subclinical symptoms. Also, it was hilarious. I even managed to frustrate her even at one point because I was asking about diagnoses and stuff, and she's like, "You fixate on them so much." I'm like, "Well, yeah, because it's the only way that I know how to deal with stuff. Because I don't like therapy. I don't like any of that." And she's like, "Well, I don't usually like to focus on them too much, and you like to focus on them a lot." I'm like, "Okay, well, it's my head. It's what I do. I base things on logic, and I like to know exactly what I'm dealing with. And it's very different unless I know the criteria. And it's like I don't know what is this? What is this feeling? Is it a feeling or is it not? What is this? That's basically what I'm like all the time." And then at one point, she was like, "So many of them overlap. I don't know, like about one thing." Because a lot of my conditions, their symptoms overlap with each other. Finish break a shrink. No, I did break her. She's a great shrink. Oh, last night I asked you if complexes are considered as disorders, and you told me to ask you when you're so. Yes. Okay. Complexes, from as far to my knowledge, are essentially when you develop like kind of like it's a disordered way, a disordered thought pattern or association or sort of fixation between things. Um, it's a disordered thing, but it's not like a condition. Kind of like they say the it's not actually a thing, but the what the Freud's theory of there's the Electra complex. I hate that it's called Electra. I hate it so much. I didn't know when I named myself Electra Solstice. And then there's the what's the other one? How am I forgetting this? I'm a psych major. The Electra is the oh my god. The other one, the mama's boy complex thing. What is it called? Damn it, what the hell? How am I forgetting this? Huh, is you naming yourself Electro Freudian slip? I didn't know about it at the time. I don't remember even ever learning about it for it to have been a Freudian slip. Um, Oedipus, 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 isn't it with an S? Can you look it up? I could have sworn it was with an S. That's like one of the things they teach you way at the beginning because they basically are just like, yeah, all the shit Freud said, it's wrong. And then they move on really quick. It's either one. Oh, okay. Well, it is a Greek name, so I'm Greek. I don't know how to speak it, but those are complexes. They're disordered thought processes or beliefs, and it's like a fixation on it. So this is one of those things where, like, as a psych student, I know the difference, but I don't know how to articulate it exactly. So I'm gonna look it up and then like elaborate upon what I found of it. I'm wondering if complexes are actually recognized. They're not recognized as like a diagnosis. So you don't tell people like you have this complex. I've never heard a psychiatrist tell me or anyone else be like you have this complex. I think it's an older type of method, kind of like I think it's just like, they have subclinical type of things. I think it's just a description of something within. It's not a disorder in and of itself. So it's not a diagnosis. So you don't tell people like officially you have this complex. At least that's to my knowledge because it's not in the DSM, so it obviously can't be something like no psychiatrist is going to tell you because that's the manual. Anything and everything that you can be diagnosed with is in there. And there isn't a section on complexes. I'll double check though. That's a really cool question. Disorders, though, I can tell you because I'm much more familiar with them. Disorders are a very specific number of symptoms. And mind you, you have to remember because like anybody can look at something in the DSM and feel like they have it, but it has to reach a clinical level, which is basically it causes significant distress in your everyday life. It's enough to be like it's a problem. It's not just like it goes beyond it being a problem sometimes or a problem like that. Like no, it's not like for example, there's a difference between being moody and a moody person just as part of your personality or having a mood disorder. And this is where things get gross with my earrings. I haven't cleaned them in a long time. There's a question people sometimes ask about like ears smelling. So let me smell if you really never clean them or if you like smell the actual earring or your finger like touch it and then smell. But it's not like you walk past someone and you're like, ew, you smell like ear gunk. Like I don't understand that. Like I've never gone up like had my face near someone's head. Like, you can smell someone's hair from a distance. I've never had that and then been like, oh, it smells like ear gunk. Ew. Let me see. So complexes are maybe just a pop psychology term for common people rather than for um, medical. I'm guessing you meant term or diagnosis. Well, I don't know what you mean with pop psychology, but I'm guessing you mean for like a layman's term. It is something used. You can smell people's hair from a distance. I think I used to be able to smell things like. Well, I mean, what I mean is like when you can tell like somebody hasn't washed their hair, you can smell that their hair is dirty. Some people have asked. I think I saw in one video a person who had stretched ears was answering a question of where somebody asked, "Do you how do you deal with your ears smell? Do your ears ever smell?" And I was like, "Damn, is it a big enough issue where it's like when your hair is dirty from afar?" Having the ability that ability would be hell to go to the gym. Wait, so you've never smelled that? You've never like told someone like, "Hey, you really need to wash your hair. It smells bad." My ability to smell things, I'm trying to avoid my hair because normal people would be like, I don't want to dry out my hair. My case is, I don't want to accidentally strip the dye from my hair. Really? Okay, maybe that's just a thing that I was capable of doing, but I don't know. I wonder, like, how dirty do people let their ears get to the point where it's a problem of them thinking that other people can smell their ears? Like, how long did you go without cleaning them? I guess the only thing I can equate it to is like if you can't smell hair, or like when you tell like when people's feet smell like a very specific body part, and you're going to now be seeing my ears turn bright red because they don't like this part where I end up doing stuff to it. The pen that was in my head. I forgot that I had a pen in my hair, but putting hydrogen peroxide ears to deep clean them is one of the best feelings. You probably shouldn't do that too often though. Normally people will put, I think I forget what they call it, but like after like swimming, a mixture of alcohol and vinegar, I believe, is essentially the content of what is in those bottles that they tell you to put in to drip in your ear after you swim. There's more. Where was I? Yeah, complex expressions. There's a thing called like when as I'm looking it up, what's coming up mostly is like a complex disease. Basically, that's where there's like a thing called the CPTSD, which also isn't technically in the DSM, which is complex PTSD, aka it's basically instead of PTSD being understood as exposure to one really traumatic event, CPTSD as the idea that a long-term exposure to something. So long-term exposure to something traumatic. So long-term exposure to like some type of emotional abuse. Mind you, still not licensed or anything like that. Got to give that disclaimer. I'm not licensed. I am not a professional. This is just from my understanding and from what I've learned. And potentially, future me may end up correcting past me. Who knows? Okay, this is really being annoying trying to open them. Am I just twisting them the wrong way? Okay, I did see. Let me check here. Like there are complex disorders. Again, let me check the DSM because I can tell you that. Oh wait, maybe it's in the ICD. Is it in the ICD? 2021. Are they releasing something new? I really need to get the ICD. The ICD is basically the DSM, but for the other parts of the world. Diagnosis. When is the DSM? Wait, are they releasing the DSM? Is there a DSM 6 now? Is it out? I'm getting way too excited for DSM 6. It's out! Wait, is it? Is it? Is it? Please tell me it's out. Please tell me it's out. Damn it, no, I think that the. When's the DSM 6 coming out? Wait, there's something on Wikipedia about it in Arabic. It is notable that the DSM-5 uses Arabic rather than Roman numerals. Does? Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Arabic numerals are actually basically the numbers. For some reason, Arabic numerals are what English speakers use, but in Arabic, people who speak Arabic, they don't use Arabic numerals, and it's very bizarre, and I don't know why. Um, Please no one treat these streams as a psychiatric checkup. Now I know where my pledge is going to. You're gonna pledge for a psychiatric checkup from somebody who's not licensed? I mean, I'll do it as long as you sign a contract knowing that I'm not doing anything official so that I don't get sued because I'm not licensed. But I can give you a mock session, but I feel like that's not. No, that probably wouldn't be professional. It might be dangerous because you might take what I'm saying a bit too seriously, just because there is the subconscious idea, and assuming I am older than you, so inherently I know more about anything that exists on this earth. And unless you've magically studied everything that I've studied, I technically do know more. So there's the assumption that I'm more knowledgeable than you, which could be dangerous if you take things too literally for me. I am thinking way deep into things. What? Maybe this just is meant to come off. Good night. I have school tomorrow. I hope you've enjoyed this. Uh, Good luck with school tomorrow. Wait, is this still at home for you? Unless you already, if you really have to go fast, then just go ahead and I can wait for an answer. It's still weird that a kid's here. Are Arabic numerals like 1, 2, 3? Yep, those are Arabic numerals. I would like a session, but I do not have the funds. I could have a session of practice. That would essentially be the phone call, though, because knowing me, I would basically psychoanalyze anyone. So I could just verbally psychoanalyze. I was saying that my 666, I read it as 666. Wow, that's what I mean. That's what you meant for it to be. Would go towards buying the DSM 6. I mean, probably. Criticisms. Ooh, cool section. And whole numbers for new editions, similar to the theme of software version. I kind of liked it when they used the Latin numerals. It looks cooler. Um, I'd love. We should. I'm gonna look through the. Wait, one of the criticisms over diagnosis. Huh. Dr. Alan Francis, an outspoken critic of the DSM-5, states that normality is an endangered species. To be honest, he's right. Um, that basically called per. Yeah. Um, Normality is an endangered species. I kind of dislike when people say like there's no such thing as normal because yes, there isn't, but term exists for the sake of there being a term. So when you say normal, it's probably just the statistical average. But I mean, like, do you want me to say in every single like conversation the statistical average in this like the average statistical basis or the statistical average, as in the average, or the mean? Not the mean is the exact number though. It would just be like going off of statistics is basically what normal is. Well, let's see what Francis says. Can't seem to get that one out. But I guess let's move on to this then. Okay. That. I guess this one is just gonna stay there. I'm not gonna be able to deep clean that one because it said no. Okay, so Francis says, because of fad diagnosis and an epidemic of overdiagnosing, and suggests that the DSM-5 threatens to provoke several more epidemics, but put it in brackets. Some researchers state that that changes in the diagnostic criteria following each published version of DSM reduce thresholds for a diagnosis, which results in increase in prevalence rates of ADHD and autism spectrum disorder. Okay, this guy's name, I don't feel like trying to pronounce it. Starts with you can check the Wikipedia page. It's from 2012 though, suggests that as a factor that may lead to overdiagnosing are situations with clinical judgment and diagnosticians regarding diagnosis of ADHD is affected by heuristics. Heuristics. Oh, okay. Basically, approximation. Yeah. Sorry. I'm supposed to know the heuristics is something they do talk about in psychology. So, let's see. While normal is needed in order to group the majority of people together, he's got a point that's happening in the school system a lot these days. It is true. That's actually, I'm going to have to change the title, but this is actually something I have a lot of thoughts on because I do think that I think that what the problem is that it's a mix. I think that right now, maybe it just so happens that if we consider these, we're considering these things to be something that's it's based in genetics, okay? My hair, great looking right now. If it has a basis in genetics, what says that it's just not like this? It just so happens that currently during these generations, the genetic variations have increased. That would make sense, I guess, kind of. Or it was always there, but because now of the way that we deal with things, well, if you think about it, oh, this is a really dark thought. If we're going about something really, really scientifically, like if you take out all humanity, and I'm not saying that this is something that it should be, but I just realized that if you know how there's always that joke about natural selection that could apply to stupidity? What if natural selection is also, what if suicide is a part of natural selection? That would suck. That would really be sick. like to get rid of the people who are depressed. Because I was about to say, like, if it's occurring more genetically, like things like that are occurring more genetically, maybe certain things have positive outcomes because maybe the way people think with ADHD is good today. And then about autism, I'll talk about that. But I just realized how dark that thought is because of going off of like trends with also modern medicine and modern technology. We're also kind of messing with natural selection and messing with like just the way like the Darwinistic idea of evolution, if you think about it, because people are living longer and all that. But let me see. Uh, your vernacular is it vernacular or vernacular? And articulation is ahead of your age. Random to ask, but what was your GPA in high school? In high school, I'm not sure. I don't remember. That was years ago. But I'm one of those people. I have an extremely high IQ, but I'm one of those people with a high IQ that does not do well or perform well in schools. Um, in the last place that I was at the college, which fun part is they don't transfer over your GPA. You can transfer credits. It was like 3.7, maybe if you round up. It might have gone down to like 3 point, or did it go down to 3.3, 3.3, 3.7? I think it was like 3.7 or something. Let me check. I don't need this page. I don't need that page either. Transferring, it was 3.37 with my GPA in that semester having been 3.5 because of a damn lab, because that professor was insane with the amount of stuff that she required. Yeah, my GPA was up until the fall semester 2019. That's when it was 3.7. And then it was 3.4. I was on the dean's list like 3 times in college. And now that I'm at university, while I'm at university, because I was so stressed and also had a nervous breakdown, on academic probation. That's what happens when you put a lot of pressure on somebody who's mentally ill. And also what happens when I don't have my accommodations, because I ended up not getting my accommodations for the semester. And so that happened. But yeah, that's a good GPA, but that was college, not high school. I'm like the stupidest genius you'll ever meet. But also thank you, Macabre. I just for saying that. I very much appreciate it. Sometimes when you get told that you're a genius, you kind of basically can you'll never be able to live up to it because you're just always expected to be better than whatever it is because you're supposed to be genius. And I say told that I was a genius because like I technically fit into that category based on my IQ. And when I say IQ, I don't I was tested by an educational psychologist. So, like, really properly tested, alone educational psychologist involving actual items, like putting together puzzles and stuff and talking to him, not just do solving a test. That's why I love living with low expectations. Yeah, that's why I always say bring. That's probably one of the reasons I say bring your low expectations. Or maybe I just actually wait. That's not why I said bring your low expectations, but maybe that's a subconscious reason why. I don't know. And then it's like people will then go ahead and go on to say like, no, IQ tests aren't real, and it's like, well, fuck you. Then, then what am I supposed to do? My grades would be shit because I'm stressed out or I'm depressed, and then there's no other way for me to be able to achieve the things that I want to achieve in order because you guys like people like numbers. Society wants numbers and to quantify human beings in order to go through the files because that's what they have to do when they're trying to accept people or look at people in order to hire them for a job. So they need to quantify them somehow. Resumes are different, but like they want you to get a degree, which involves having things quantified. And then they don't want to keep that thing because no, that one's not done right because it hurt people's feelings. It's not like the other things don't cause stress too. Look at how red my ears get. I wasn't kidding when I mentioned it before in a different stream, I think. Wow, Dean's List 3 times. Six-figure salary awaits you before your late 20s. No, that was in community college, and I am on academic probation right now because I didn't have my accommodations for my very first quarter. But to get out of academic probation, you just need to get a GPA over. It said like one of your GPAs and one or more of your GPAs. So I think it's like your GPA for a course because my GPA for a different semester, a different quarter was fine. But then my GPA for this quarter didn't end up going so well because of yeah, that there was a reason I ended up in the makeshift rehab. What else was I saying? ADHD is really hitting hard. Um, Also, I know that the three-figure salary doesn't uh, isn't going to come then because I plan to go to med school. I'm going to be in school. I'm still going to be in school in my late 20s or residency and fellowship, but definitely that's when I'll be getting I'll be still paying off the loans. So six-figure debt awaits me. I mean, it's not like you took a BuzzFeed IQ test. Yours was personalized. I know, but that's why it pisses me off when people generalize it. Like, yes, those BuzzFeed ones and the ones that they give in schools in America, no wonder IQ tests get a bad rep. It's because they literally just give them to you like they're a standardized test. That's not how you measure an IQ. You can't standardize an IQ. You can standardize the statistical nature of it, but there's always a standard deviation, meaning standard deviation is like that range of like for example, a standard deviation is like if a person I'm making this up, but like if somebody gets 100, which is the considered to be the average IQ, like that's considered just standard. The standard deviation would be that you could be like 105 or like 95. That's not the way it necessarily would work, but that's what standard deviation means. It means like that range of like either before or after. the actual number. I view it as before or after. But for me in my head, it's like I see things in patterns all the time. And that's why when you get an IQ, uh, like when you get your IQ at the end of an actual IQ test, it's a range. It's not a single number. So, and I also got like a full report, like a booklet report describing everything that had to do with like anything that could have possibly related to my intelligence. And they did an H test because this was an IQ test that I did when I was younger. They do say that your IQ can change throughout the years or lower as you lower through the years, but they haven't said anything about like raising your IQ. And that's concerning. But I sort of view it as more of a, like, if you think about it literally, the brain is a muscle. Like, okay, consider it to be, it's tissue. And if you don't exercise your brain, then you probably just will end up with a lower IQ because you don't need it anymore. So you've just gotten yourself used to not having it. So if you go on to have a test, take the IQ test again, you're not used to it, but you may still have the capability to do it, to reach the same IQ. I feel like the IQ should be your highest level, the highest thing that you're capable of, which is why there's the range. And that's why I don't want to take away from myself that because you could say that that doesn't apply to you anymore because you took it when you were a kid. Bitch, I'm smarter than you. I don't care what you say. This makes me sound so insecure, but in my family, a lot of it is just sort of like such a big focus on education and succeeding that way. Like that's everything. And I don't necessarily care about what people think of it, but I've associated it, I suppose, with my independence. And I don't like not being able to do the things that I want. Like, I don't like the idea of shit. If people don't believe that I'm smart, I'm not going to be able to become a doctor. That's a shitty feeling. It's like, what if I can't prove it to you in that specific way that you want me to because I don't get that exact number that will show it to you, that will show that I can. Does any of this make sense? I guess you came for rambling, so we're getting rambling. And I'm like spreading out my attention. So I think I'm doing pretty good for considering like how spread out my attention is right now. Let me see. I was going to say that your ears are looking more and more tomato colored. Yeah, just add some salt. It's a measurement of your intelligence, but intelligence doesn't always translate to a happy life. It doesn't. I feel like there's a reason they say mad scientist. It's actually pretty depressing to be smart because there's, firstly, if you're a person who is like an extrovert and you want people, you can't keep up conversations with people for shit because most of the time people aren't interested in what you want, and most people don't want to follow your train of thought or make the effort to do so. Just kind of like why I like streaming because people can literally just walk away. I hate when people just stay in a conversation and let me talk just to be polite because I literally tell people, I pause and ask, are you still interested? Because I don't want to waste my breath. And I mean it literally. I'm autistic, okay? Talking takes a lot of effort. Don't make me sit here and talk if you don't even care about what I'm saying. Like, fuck you. That's not helpful for either of us. You're bored, and now I'm wasting energy that I could use for something else. I feel like that's fairly logical, but even though I don't understand, like, am I seeing something people aren't? So yeah, usually you can't keep up with anybody, and you see a lot more of what's going on. I guess it is kind of a depressing. I don't know. I just statistically, a lot of people with the higher IQs that I've known at least don't tend to have mental issues. I feel like you can't be incredibly intelligent without being a little mad because it's out of the ordinary. It's a bizarre thing to be that far off on the to be that far off in the percentile range. Intelligence is a curse, and so is knowledge. Blessing and a curse. Knowledge is power, but they say ignorance is bliss. I don't think ignorance is bliss. Ignorance to me, like, I hate it when people think like, oh, when people try to keep things from me to think make that'll make me happier. For me personally, no, it drives me crazy because I live my life not knowing what's going on around me. And then you think that I want to have you try to do something because you think that it'll make me feel better. Excuse me. As it is, I'm sitting here confused. Don't think for a second that you get to decide whether or not I want to know something. Like, that's so shitty. Like, to me at least. I don't know. Again, I I don't have a norm. I'm within my brain deviates from the norm, so I don't know. I'm curious to know how much of this is common in people and how much of it isn't. The weight of the world is on your shoulders if you know a lot more. Uh, if you know if I can't read. It's the light. The weight of the world is on your shoulders if you know a lot that the common person doesn't. Part of my school's name was an acronym for knowledge is power. I remember you mentioned something else about your school's name. Or no, you said something else about somebody said some. I think it was you that said something like that insinuated. I forget, but I think in a way, how do I do agree with you, but I'd like to know what, like a more detailed explanation of what you mean from your side before I express mine. And I'm going to be looking in the camera to be able to see where the holes are so I don't force it through the wrong thing because I stretch my ears, so this can be very painful if I go into the wrong area. There we go. I don't really consider myself a greatly intelligent person, so I'm not sure how many smart folks feel the way you do. No, I mean, like, why do you think, well, okay, you obviously been able to keep up in a conversation with me. So, considering that you think that I'm very intelligent, you must not be that dumb because, okay, pretentiousness warning. I generally do not like to be around people who are stupid. So, it's literally me basically saying, "Hey, you should feel grateful if I have you around, but or feel smart." It's not like you should feel grateful or smart. No, the fact that I hang out with you is often a way it says in my head that you're intelligent enough to keep up with me because in my head, think of myself as smarter than everybody else because I've seen that numerically, even though I hate things being quantified, but it's sort of like fine if things need to be quantified, then I'm gonna keep my thing that's quantified that fit my agenda. And I've also noticed it in the way that I'm able in the way that I live my life. If I'm proven otherwise, it'll suck, but I'm not gonna sit here and cry about it. Like if you look throughout human history, the primitive men that were the most uh, the primitive men that were the most depressed and anxious were the ones that knew what to fear. That's a really interesting way of thinking about it. It's because you can see everything in the world and everything that. What would that translate to today? Because stupid people can be anxious, but that's when you fear things irrationally. I guess it sucks way it I guess the reality is it sucks way more when suddenly your anxiety actually has a reason instead of you being able to tell yourself no, it's just anxiety. And then when you're a person who has both, it's like, damn it. Which one is it? This is a very, very interesting conversation. Also, if it were so jolly dandy to be the smartest person in the room, why would everyone strive? Why wouldn't everyone strive to be the smartest? Most people are happy to go through life without gaining an ounce of knowledge. That's true. But knowledge doesn't equal intelligence. I feel like a lot of it is though intelligence. What comes with intelligence is wanting to seek out knowledge, which is why usually intelligent people are knowledgeable. So I think knowledge is a part of intelligence, but it isn't all of it. And I guess because if intelligence were something that everybody could achieve, then it wouldn't make sense that some people just can't. Then it wouldn't make sense to say someone's smarter than somebody because then everybody's the same smartness. It's just they're not applying themselves enough. And that would just suck, and that just feels like, oh, damn. That would just be that's basically like telling people like, ugh, you could be so much smarter, but you're just letting yourself be dumb. Well, I guess that comes out but that does present itself in some ways. But I think you get what I mean. I think I'm over explaining and confusing myself. Oh, this is always the hard one. Oh, I got it through. Why is this easier on camera than it is when I'm in front of a mirror? This thing is harder though because it's one of those where it's just sort of a pressure thing where the ball has like this like dents, not a screw on. Please agree. Oh wait, I'm gonna check the chat. Please write some stuff because this is a really interesting conversation. I attempt to get this. Oh wow, okay, fine. Doing all that and then it just popped in. Intelligence doesn't equal knowledge. Intelligence is the driving factor that makes you want to seek out knowledge. Yes. And I guess intelligence is perhaps how much knowledge someone can achieve or how fast they can achieve it because that equals how much. I don't know. I feel like with my intelligence and with my ADHD, it's like the combination is my brain works so fast. Basically, to me, I view intelligence sort of like being a savant at an instrument, but just a more generalized thing. But it's also a give and take because to be that smart, it takes away from it. Usually you aren't that smart without lacking something else. Like, and in my case, I'm an ass because when you learn to reason everything down to fucking grain of salt, it's kind of hard to be as nice. Ah, all earrings have been cleaned. Did anyone ever notice the fact that this earring is actually on the third piercing? It's kind of difficult sometimes when it gets tangled. I think this one is a little bit too. Please, 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 please. Okay. Um, let's see. You could be dumb as a doorknob and know a lot of facts and tidbits, but how you perceive and interpret what you retain is what makes you intelligent. That is such a good description. You nailed that. Pun not intended, but very applicable. Sorry. My head went with doorknob to construction to nailed it. That's why I thought of a pun. Don't know. Wow. Apparently, in my brain, the door was broken. Doorknob. My brain, I sound so stupid, but it's because I've been on stream for so long. I think that's why you're seeing the blubbering idiot sound. But when I manage to get out a properly articulated sentence, it actually isn't that stupid. And so then I'm going to read the next thing. Don't worry. Then there comes the whole fact that with being autistic, where it's like, I have so many intelligent things to say, but I just literally cannot speak right now. Or I can't say it. It's, I guess, a big part of it, really, for me, isn't an insecurity. It's this frustration of I'm not going to be able to say what I want to say the way I want to say it because, like, I have no guarantee that I will. Because it's like, think of it as like you go into a store with a certain amount of cash. You can't, you'll only be able to buy so much. Except for me, whatever you're buying is basically the amount of words. So I'll run out of cash, which is what will allow me to make the words spoons, I guess you could say, is cash in this analogy. And thank you for saying that I can at least keep up with complex topics. One of the nicest compliments I've gotten. I don't think you're being sarcastic when you say that. You're not, right? Because the way I phrased it was very dickish. But if you weren't being sarcastic, then I really appreciate how you could recognize that that was a compliment. Because that, to other people, out of context, and to other people, that would just be so pretentious. But really, I'm just saying is like, dude, my brain works like 20,000 miles per hour, if not more. And I've been told it's funny. It's like you're pretty until you say that you're pretty yourself. You're smart until you say that you're smart yourself. You're not allowed to say that you're something nowadays. It's not okay. You're pretentious if you want to point out something. Like, when is it ever not pretentious to say that you're smarter than other people? What if you are? I'm not saying I'm smarter than everyone. I'm smarter than most when I've been told that. I'm not afraid to be proven wrong, but it's just like, why does that have to be pretentious? I know for a fact that that statement is, in and of itself, unless in this type of conversation where we're understanding each other, it's, at least from what I've gathered, we're understanding each other, it would be perceived as pretentious. So you're only beautiful as long as you don't recognize it yourself, basically, but applicable to other things. That's a good quote, I think. Um, I can honestly say that you're more intelligent than most Trump voters. If you said otherwise, I would be so, so upset. Also, how is that supposed to make me feel better? Because Trump lost this campaign. So that isn't even the majority. Or like, is that trying to prove my point? Was I saying anything that would need to be make people feel better? I can't keep up with my own trains of thoughts anymore. But you're smarter than 70. Oh, that's 70 million. Okay, 70 million American adults. What if what if I was gonna say what if I voted Trump, but I would have to be much more stupid to vote Trump. I couldn't. It's not even about opinion. It's illogical to vote for him. Being logical all the time does have its downfalls, though. Scalp, the scalp live, or what did you call it? The scalp view. Were you? So were you saying? Oh, by the way, was I right that you weren't being sarcastic when you said thank you? When, yeah, when you look at, well, yeah, when I look at, sorry, like, just, yeah, when I look at you and watch your videos, I get Trump voter vibes. Totally. Scalp cam. That I can tell sarcasm. I wasn't being sarcastic when I thanked you for the compliment. Okay, good. Then I like that because that means you can recognize it. But do you see my point of like if you hadn't watched so many streams, if you just came upon me randomly and heard that one statement, wouldn't that sound how would that sound for me to be saying I'm smarter than most people? It's not okay until it is. Like it's so weird how things are. How you're just not allowed to recognize good things about yourself, and then people wonder why societally a lot of people have low self-esteem or are insecure. It's kind of like women aren't afraid aren't allowed to show their bodies and be proud of it, and then and they're condemned when they do, and then people are like, oh no, eating disorders are on the rise. Yeah, really, people can't connect the dots. That's why I wonder, it's just like, am I like, am I literally losing it, or is everybody really that stupid? Like that's kind of how I feel sometimes, which out of context sounds again so bad, and I just really wonder why that has to sound bad. I don't know. This is like the type of overthinking that I do, but it's not like necessarily overthinking in the negative way where it causes me mental pain. It's more of an overthinking of just sort of a philosophical discussion, but I do it with myself. It's sad when you end up having to have discussions with yourself because there's nobody to have the discussion with. It's not like I have a whole group of friends that want to have these types of discussions. Like, do you think that how often would you meet people who are like, yeah, sure, I'd love to sit here and discuss um, the heuristic method or the way cognitive behavioral therapy is done? Totally. Like, yeah, it's cool as a YouTuber, people will be like, "Why don't you have more subscribers?" Or what? I guess maybe that's why it's like not many people want to hear it. um, I wouldn't think you were pretentious. I would wait for you to back up that statement. That right there is something so important and pivotal that not enough people do, because the majority of people wouldn't do that. That's what I meant. What I meant is that I guess that's the difference. That's the difference is that with you, otherwise I wouldn't be talking to you, is because like you'd be annoying if you weren't the type person that would wait to see if the person would back up their statement. Because I think sometimes when somebody makes a statement that's so like left out of left field, I think that's a saying. Give them a second. Like y- take a step, like you're taken aback. That's why they say taken aback. Like you take a step back. You're like, whoa, wait a minute. Give them a second. And if they still are shit, then I guess they're just shit. Um, wait, dude, I got into 6 different philosophical discussions just walking down the sidewalk. Are you talking about yourself or making a joke? Because wait, a lot of common terms and phrases are really must really go over your head. They really do. Because I don't know the background that's what I'm dumb as genius me. 'Cause I sound so stupid. But that's what's funny is that I'll appear so dumb. And it's like, well, because this doesn't seem like really important things for me to know. Why should I care about phrases like this? I just don't care enough about. I guess my brain basically makes the decision of this is not important enough knowledge for me to retain. Also, what's really bad is that if I'm not interested in something, it just doesn't stick. And it's so annoying because I know I can do it. And it's just, but that's the ADHD, I think. I spend so much time just trying to discern and pick apart, like, which thing is this? Which thing is that? And which thing is me? But autism, I mean, like that's always like on top. That's up there. That's everything. That's always up there. I always say it's separate because that's neurodevelopmental disorder. That literally is something that affected my development, and my development was my included my formation of my personality. Like it's not just it's not a disorder in that way separately that just happens to be there. No, it's a neurological disorder. That's why often it's like a neurologist can diagnose it. It's not just a psychiatric disorder. It's a I don't know why I keep saying it's a neurodevelopmental. It's just that that statement in and of itself, I feel like people don't. I feel like it won't necessarily always be interpreted. But if you break it down literally, then you can get it. That's why I kind of like science and stuff like that, because if you break it down literally, it makes sense. Whereas in a lot of other situations, if you break it down literally, you're an idiot. um, yeah, there's no reason to get wound up over the history and typology of the term. What goes around comes around. Now I am. So I I'm guessing that that one probably has to do. My brain would interpret what goes around comes around as basically physics theory, the law of everything has an equal and opposite reaction. I don't know if everything's opposite reaction. It depends on what you're talking about and in what way. Guess it does. Throw something up, it falls down. I don't know. Trying to explain my train. This stream has become me trying to break down my my trains of thought, and it's just not going incredibly well. I also started to text and then got distracted, of course. Okay. I see it as a westernized karma slash dharma. Oh, is that another way of saying it? I think I could have sworn I'd known that there was another term for karma, or maybe I've heard that in passing. It just sounds uh, familiar. I was wondering why the scout cam was so brief. It's 'cause I just, oh my god, this I almost picked this up into to drink out of. Let's put the cap on this. Again, when I'm sober, I seem high. Guess what I get to do after this stream? I'm going out. Really living on the edge because I have to go pick up my Ritalin from the drive-through pharmacy and then just come right back. Syllabus quiz. Oh, yes. Damn it. I need to go get my meds first before I do the syllabus quiz. Oh, you going out clubbing, I see. Clubbing at the Walgreens. Let's get lit at Walgreens. Why do I talk? Like, if you want, I'm thinking I might do a Patreon only stream later. Pouring hydrogen peroxide everywhere. It's isopropyl alcohol. Did they say isopropyl or isopropyl? Warning: keep away from heat, spark, electrical fire, or flame. Thought just came to my head that literally the only appropriate course of action after reading that would be to throw it into the backyard because that's the only place where there isn't something electrical or a pop and prescribed medication. Yep. I'm just imagining what a Walgreens club would look like. So pharmacies are amazing. I love pharmacies. Pharmacies are great. They're just so much fun. Okay, I'm thinking I will go now. If you're, if I see 4 people are here, or 5 people are here, but I'm thinking of going now. But I am considering doing a Patreon stream. I know Snowy is busy, but what about you, Lou? Would you care for that? Because I just need to know if I should set it up. Be up for a Patreon stream. Perfect. Okay. I just need to go out and get them drugs, aka medication. And then we can have a fun Patreon stream and I'll do my syllabus quiz. I'm really not advertising it well, saying it that way. This is what we do on my Patreon. We do homework. You do. That's what we do on Patreon. I just force everybody to do my homework. Okay, I'll be doing a Patreon stream. Are you going on this Patreon stream? Will you be doing greens again? Doing the greens. I sound like an 80-year-old woman. Patreon is where the exclusive content lives. It is. Homework? Baking cookies in the dark? I did that for you, bitch. I literally had to keep going over to that tiny bit of light to try to see the directions and then just hope that I was doing it right. Do you remember when I just went full Arab and just started smushing it like bread dough? It was very effective. There's probably one of those beaters. I don't know what they call them, but like when the whisks, but the ones that tap. So it's probably here, but it makes a lot of noise and I don't like loud things. I'll be sober for that one. Oh yeah, whatever. Like you're still testing. That's good. We don't talk about that here. Besides, you endangered me. I was apple juiced and it was dark. In the beginning, you tried to tell me not to do it. I'm totally gonna blame my patrons for this. Pay me money. Fuck you, bitch. You let me make cookies. Oh, they're hugging. Little babies. Should I wear? How does one sign up for Patreon? I put the link in the description. Yeah, you're gonna join? That'll be awesome. It's I can tell. I'll put the link in the chat too if you want. Make it easier. It's just it's the Patreon, patreon.com just /Electra Solstice. Because everything is Electra Solstice for me, which I love because literally nobody has that name. Who else is gonna have Electra Solstice? Here, just in case. It thinks I'm like adding myself. It's showing up like red to me. Yeah, totally. Check out my Patreon at myself. So for Walgreens, considering we only have two choices. Should I wear yesterday? Well, the last time I went to Walgreens, I wore the lollipops, I think. No one would name themselves after a Freudian complex like you did. Shut up. I didn't know. And also that Freudian complex. Why did it have to be that Freudian complex? Sometimes you have to be your biggest advocate. I'm a literal advocate for autism rights, and I'm sitting here just being an ass to you while talking about paying myself for my time. This is how I advocate for autism rights. So, Macabre, are you going to be joining us tonight? I just want to know to make sure so we can coordinate times because that way I know when you'll be able to start the stream. Also, alien babies or lollipops for earrings. I do a Patreon vote, but Snovy's not around. Suckers. I think so too. I've had the alien babies on just too many times. I need to get the gummy bears from my house. Check out. Well, still only 2 patrons. Macabre, aren't you gonna join? Oh, I just saw that. Not tonight, but eventually. First time coming across patron-oriented service. Oh, well, just to let you know, in case the first tier is only $5, and you'll get a bunch of pictures, exclusive content like pictures of May, exclusive messaging, like more direct messaging to me. Like you can chat with me, and you get there will be polls. I never know if you say poll or polls. You can do polls for voting on what my content will be, requests. The first tier is, yeah, that's the, oh, yeah, sorry, that's the first tier. My bad. First tier doesn't come with the stuff. Second tier. I was thinking of first tier that comes with stuff. I put up the general support just in case anybody wants to do that, which is $3. But the tier that comes with the stuff is uh, $5. But also, every single person, no matter what tier, even the general support tier, will get a shout out at the end of my live streams and my videos. I'll just have to figure out how to actually pronounce your name, Macabre. Yeah, or whatever, or your patron name, depending on what you want. My voice is starting to go. But one question: most athletes, especially professional level, are usually more genetically from genetically gifted families. Is your family line based? Is your family line based people with higher vibrational brain waves? Is that a very convoluted way of asking me if my family is smart? Because I'm not sure what you meant by high vibrational brain waves. Oh, there are live Q&As, by the way, on one of the tiers. I'm really out here trying to sell myself. I was forgetting. The thing is, I'm trying to remember all the benefits because I want to make sure you know in case you want to, since we're doing a live tonight. And by the way, you can cancel anytime if you wanted to just try it for 1 month. You get a whole month of it, and you'll get a month of exclusive streams. And if you decide not to, you don't have to. Damn it. Ew. Yeah. Okay. I got the tears up on my computer. Yeah, I'm not sure what your question is, Macabre. Sorry. Yeah, the Patreon is patron only updates, exclusive voting power, patron shout out, and the chat community. You could chat with me. The updates. Yeah, I don't think I have to explain what each thing is. And every now and then I add in just random stuff since it's even to the lower tier, just because say thanks to you guys. Okay. uh, yeah, my family is smart. They're just not as disordered, though. I got lucky. But also, I'm the youngest of the family and was also, um, my mother had me later in life. Okay, if I'm going to be able to do the stream later, I have to go because my mouth is doing that. My brain and mouth are doing that thing where they're not communicating properly. So, if you care to join the stream later, Macabre, you're more than welcome. Just realized. Honestly, I'm just gonna leave the pen in there. Who knows? I might need a pen if I'm while I'm at Walgreens. You never know. Take it easy, Macabre. Yeah, my social abilities are going downhill. I don't know why you said take it easy. I don't understand. I'm so confused. I am going to reset and be back on Patreon. So I'll see you, Lou, and Macabre. If oh wait, was there something that I didn't see? Is that what happened? Oh, okay. So you're confused too, because I was very confused. I was like you told Lou, you told Macabre to take it easy. I was like, what did he do? That's why I paused and I was like, oh, my social skills are going down. Must be really down. Yeah. So what did you mean, Lou, by take it easy? Oh, okay. That see, there's just too many sayings. If people just kept them. Yeah, I've heard take it easy as take care. It's just so hard to keep up with them. Just envision one way to think of being autistic, like mildly autistic, is like mildly, I say mildly autistic. Think of eternally living as if it was just chat, like no facial expression, like just trying to interpret everything through chat. So that type of situation there, all the time, except multiply that by like 10, and then it's a fraction of it. All right. Bye for now. I shall be back later. Feel free to join Macabre if you like. Then you can see all the exclusiveness. If not, I understand, but it will be in the description from now on. I don't think I got anything, but oh well. To shout out, Lou Willie is the patron, and Snovishvish Vath or Snowy. First two patrons so far, and my lovely mods. Bye. Like, subscribe, put the bell on, and double check that you still are subscribed and that the bell is still on because YouTube loves to be annoying. Anyways, talk to you later.